Hey YouTube, it's Taki with TaqiTech. Okay, so new day here, new day starting. Not sure if you saw the last video. I finished Age here. So let's go to our. So Age was the next row in that column, and I finished it. And I was recording. The recording got lost, and as I was testing, printing only male names or only female names, I found a bug. And I'm not sure how long that bug has been in our program. Let me take you to it and show you what the fix is. So if you've been following along, and I've recorded these so that you could follow along, and you've had problems printing only that male or female name, or only male or female names, and you haven't been able to figure it out, I'll show you what the problem is. So let me first tell you kind of what occurred here. So let me just run through this real quick. I'm just gonna type in a new project here, and you could be wowed by the age now. Grumpy old man. And I just started the computer up, and it's already. I don't know, with the new Excel 365, it seems like it gives me it previews wrong information, or I don't know if preview is the right word, but when the sheet initially is created, it's like showing that there's a mistake when there isn't. All right, so here we go. We have our 4 male names here. Everything works fine now, but what was happening was, let's say I was testing for 2. I would have a name here, so it would take out the header, and a name here. So what it was saying was, let me show you the actual subroutine here. And where you have to make the correction is within the names subroutine. Okay, I clicked names and got sheets. All right, so here we go in the names subroutine. And now I'm starting to think, because I had issues yesterday, and I thought, well, the computer had run, or my laptop had run for a long time, that maybe if I, just gave it a rest, everything would be fine. I'm thinking now that PowerPoint is, the recording off of PowerPoint is kind of interfering with Excel a little bit here too. And that'll be interesting as we start using different screen capture technology later on. But let's get off that digression. You need to go here to enter data. It is in the names module. And basically we need this line of code right here. Before, this end row range variable was 0, or I think it was 1. I know we declared it. I think we declared it in the main method. So it was 1, and we were getting bad results because of the end row range being 1. And if we go to the names and we declare it correctly here, now this is the thing too, is that, so your start row is the very first row of data. So you don't want to just add total new names onto that, otherwise you'll end up with 1 extra row that you don't need. What you want to do is take out that start row, and then it will give you the extra rows that are needed in order to complete that range. So here's a line of code that you need. We probably needed it right after we changed enter data to accept end row range, and it was my fault because I didn't go back and test all the different possibilities, all the different things I wanted to do with the program each time I made a change. And I kind of didn't do that when we did the modules, just because there was a lot of changes, and it was going to be hard to test. And maybe I could have deployed that a little more if I was working with another person, or if I had a team. For sure we would have done that, and things would have been a lot smoother and a lot quicker, because it's more than a one-person operation. This is a small project. It wasn't that big of a deal. It wasn't like I wasn't able to figure it out within a matter of 20-30 minutes. So here we go, and this one I figured out right away. And unfortunately, I had the video paused while I was kind of troubleshooting the code and figuring it out, and I found it right away. But then the whole PowerPoint crashed. So, all right, so let's go to age here. And basically with age, all I had to do here was just, you're seeing the same thing over and over again. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this in the last video. I'm a little confused here of what got lost when that video was just lost forever, and PowerPoint shut down, and and just ended. But I talked about, I think it was, I talked about in weight, where we called it, we brought this variable up and we called it a private variable within the module, and what the consequences possibly could be if we declared it a public variable, and it would be shared within all modules. It would be a great test. I would like to run it before I speak out of turn here, because even if, let's say we declared it public here, we went to age, and here we're declaring it again, I'm not sure if it would override this local variable, so to speak, or if this local variable will take precedence over it. I'm not sure what exactly would happen, but I could see there being a lot of problems, and it's something that we might end up addressing at some point in the future. There that is, and I just changed the make header title to age, and all we had to do here was get our and I talked about so basically this was going to be a pretty long statement here, and I just hit space and underscore and hit enter, and I was able to enter. This actually here is all one line of code, but it looks a lot clearer because I was able to put it in 2 lines because I hit space. Here, let me show you. So if I do, let's put it all back together again. So this is one big line of code that you can't read without scrolling over. All I'm going to do is hit space, underscore, enter, and then I just do tab just to make it a little bit more readable. You didn't have to do tab. If you didn't, it was fine, but I hit tab to kind of know that, okay, these 2 lines go together. And what we're looking at here, what we're going to turn that value into is, so we get our row number from our do statement here, and we're looking at the because we're starting with row 2, and this is initially 0, so we always had to add 2 to it. And what we're going to look at here is so row 8, column F and G. Now if we go back and look at the code, that's exactly what we have here. Here's row 8, column F, row 8, column G. And those are our upper and lower low numbers for our high and low numbers for our ran between function. And all we need is just that random number, and then it got returned here. If we go back and take a look at the grumpy old man sheet, here it is here. And this, just to run through everything here. So I'm going to 0 this out. I'm going to do 2 female names, and we'll call this Golden Curls. And that worked well. So that gave us everything that we needed. And let's do both of them now. And we'll call this Cocoon. I don't know how to spell it. And I'm kind of dating myself because I barely remember that movie. And everything worked well there too. So everything's working good with the project. I'm going to end the video here. If you like the content on this channel, make sure you subscribe. If you got good information from this video, please give it a thumbs up. It would mean the world to me. And thank you so much for watching. I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. And until then, take it easy.